Imagine this. You walk into a pharmacy and your patient's blood pressure medicine is finally back in stock after months. But here is the twist. It's made right here in US, not in India, not in China, made in Michigan, US. And the pharmacist inside you goes, wait, when did that happen? When did my country start manufacturing it? Well, it's not magic. It's FDA's new fast track push for US manufactured generics. And it's about to change everything from drug shortages to pricing, pharmacist workloads, and even healthcare jobs. Stay with me. In next few minutes, we'll unpack why this matters more than just you think. Not for pharma companies, but for every pharmacist, student, and patients in America. Welcome back to my channel. I am licensed pharmacist here with RX Indian Pharmacist, your go-to guide to pharmacy knowledge. Let's begin. Let's understand the big shift. FDA's fast track for US made generics. So what's happening? The FDA has quietly rolled out a fast track approval system for US based manufacturers of generic drugs. This means if a company is producing generic medicines within the United States, their applications could get reviewed faster, inspected faster, and approved faster. Why? Because US drug supply is too dependent on overseas manufacturing, especially India and China. Right now, around 70% of APIs, which is active pharmaceutical ingredients, the raw material utilized to produce a final drug product like capsule or tablet, comes from outside the US. 90% of generics finished products are made offshore with the countries like China and India. And when COVID had hit, the US realized if global shipping stops, America's medicine supply stops too. This fast track is FDA's way of saying we need to bring manufacturing back to our home country. And the government is backing it up, offering tax incentives, grants, and expedited reviews for companies setting up US-based production. Project Next Gen Generics, domestic manufacturing expansions. Companies like Flow, Civica RX, and Neo already taking advantage of this. So yes, it's real, it's happening. It's meant to solve one of the biggest problems in healthcare, drug shortages. Now, let's connect the dots. The US drug market isn't just about to make the drug, it's about who control the price. That's where PBMs, pharmacy benefit managers, come in picture. Even if a drug is made in America, PBMs still decide which generic go on formulary, which pharmacies gets reimbursed, and how much patients pay. So the question is, will domestic generic actually make medicines cheaper? Here is the truth. In short term, probably not. Manufacturing in US costs way more than overseas. But if it stabilizes supply, improves quality, reduces import dependency, long-term prices can flatten. For pharmacists on the ground, these shortages mean angry patients, therapy disruptions, and counseling nightmares. So when FDA says it wants to speed up made in USA generics, it's a supply stability play, not just a cost play. And that stability could finally give pharmacists fewer stocks out and more predictable dispensing workflows. Let's understand why this actually matters in the pharmacy. Let's talk from the pharmacy counter. When you have consistent availability of generics, you can maintain patient adherence. You don't need to constantly switch brands, and your patients could trust you more. Imagine not having to say, sorry, your lisinopril is out of stock again. That builds loyalty, confidence, and better care outcomes. From a clinical pharmacy side, faster FDA reviews also means quicker access to generics, quicker access to generic alternatives for specialty medicines, especially injectables or biologicals or biosimilars. From a career perspective, US-based manufacturing means more jobs in quality assurance, regulatory affairs, pharmacovigilance, and clinical research. pharmacists can find opportunities not just in dispensing but in other fields like research and development, quality control, industry partnership. This is more than a supply story. It's a career trend too. Let's understand a bigger picture: patients, policy, and the future. Think about this way. The US isn't just trying to be self-sufficient, it's trying to build resilience in its healthcare system. Drug shortages affect everything. It affects hospital, outpatient clinics, pharmacies, and research trials too. By fast-tracking domestic generics, the FDA is saying we want reliability, accountability, and quality right here at home. And this might just push policymakers to rethink how PBMs, payers, providers interact in the supply chain. For patients, it could mean fewer disruptions, and for pharmacists, it means more stability, and for students, more innovation and local opportunities. It's one of the rare moments where policies, pharmacy, and public health are aligned. Let's understand the actionable takeaways for us. So, what we can do about it? If you're a pharmacist, stay updated. Stay updated with FDA press release, which manufacturers are setting up US plants, and understand how this could affect your purchasing and inventory management. If you are a pharmacy student, start exploring electives in regulatory affairs or pharmaceutical manufacturing. It's the next frontier. And if you are a patient or healthcare worker, supporting local manufacturing supports the stability of your medicine supply. So keep supporting it. Because when the next global disruption happens, it's the local supply chain that could save lives of millions. So friends, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel RX Indian Pharmacist, where we constantly brings you the useful, knowledgeable videos like this. So see you next week in another video like this. Until then, bye for now.